Today, we are going to talk about what to say to people who are rude and belittling.
So, hi everyone. Welcome to Talk to Us today. I'm not feeling so good today, Namita. Can you tell?
I can very well tell from your face.
And even despite that, I had to go for a social commitment a couple of days ago. And there was this woman over there, and we were talking, and I don't know her very well. And she just turned to me that, oh, people like you must love to eat all the time. And just imagine you're sitting. And so even when I wasn't well, and I just sat there and looked at her, and I walked away when it was respectable. And I just thought, okay, that's not funny. And nobody laughed. I mean, I have to give it to everyone. They were like, what do you mean? And everybody said whatever, which is immaterial. But this is about this woman who didn't know me and just spoke like that. So there are many times in life when we're faced with situations where we're talking to people, friends, or acquaintances, and strangers in the middle of a conversation. They have no buffer. They don't understand, or they do. And I was like talking and laughing the way I do, and everyone was chatting with me. I feel that her boyfriend was talking to me. I don't know what it was. Was it jealousy? What it was? But they trigger it, right? It choose to be insulting. They start belittling you. Now, it may be a form of sarcasm, one-upmanship, or just downright rude, like this woman did. Yeah. And sometimes, you really want to do it. The comment throws you off most times if it's untriggered, or it could trigger you. You could choose to turn around and scream at these people. But like it happened to me, sometimes it just shocks us into speechlessness.
Yeah, that happens a lot, Simrit. And you just, you can't even reply back in that situation because you're still processing. What did she just say?
Correct.
So yes,
and
that happens.
You remember, my reflexes are good, but I wasn't well, as you guys can probably tell. Gotta give it, dude.
Yeah. Oh, you always give back. I know that. So, but we need to know how to deal with such situations of, dealing with such people, especially when we want to maintain our grace, our confidence. And many times because we are in public and, and we just don't want to make a big deal. We want to handle it in a very dignified manner without creating big fuss about it or the scene. So then you have to be very, very careful. I don't know. Maybe now, whatever I'm going to say, it sounds like you're talking like a counselor. Everybody say the same thing. Stay calm and composed. Take a deep breath and try to keep your emotions in check. And well, of course, this is what it is.
But the reason counselors say it is it's good advice, guys.
Exactly. And I know that responding with anger or frustration can escalate the situation. And calmly, if you are assertive, and polite, you're trying to make that this person understand in a very civilized manner. And I'm sure the other person would understand. I mean, you can always say that, okay, I do not appreciate your comment. That's a one line calmly asking the person to stop, stay in your boundary. So you can do this without being confrontational. I mean, the other person might say, oh, I didn't mean it in that manner. You're giving the other person chance to rethink what she said or to, explain what she meant.
Yeah. And also kind of like give you a chance to realize that, okay, this is fine. I mean, this wasn't. But these are great responses. But let's be honest, you and me don't work well with that. We're ready to fight. So, but situations change when someone repeatedly puts you down or is rude to you.
Yeah.
And then it feels like being targeted every time. Like, sometimes this happens in family scenarios, cousins, aunts, uncles. And they're like, oh, he never, and it's the repeated rudeness. Like, oh, she could never amount to anything. Oh, she could never choose something, anything. It could be anything. So first is that recognize, is this persistent negative remarks, is it a form of verbal bullying on purpose? Are they doing it on purpose? And like me and Namita may be different because we've been told separately that you guys know how to push the boundary and say, no, I'm not going to go. This is non-negotiable. Don't go further. But a lot of people, and especially women, don't know how to. So a lot of times the mother-in-law scenario can be like that. or a sister-in-law.
Yeah.
And it's a backbiting form of verbal bullying. So in these cases, especially, setting the boundaries is really crucial. So you might, have to say that, even in Hindi, you could say it, or whatever language, that I've noticed you've said this many times, but it's okay. This is hurtful if you can say that, or just say, oh, you repeat this all the time. And if the person is important to you, then you have to take them aside and say, even in in-laws where it's awkward or situations, distance yourself in public with them. Don't sit around with them in public, but in private, say, you know what, you're bringing this up again and again, and I'm asking you, don't do that. I don't like it. When you sit one-on-one, at least, even if they're not receptive, they will know that you mean business. Yeah.
You have to tell the person that you have the potential to give it back if you will not stop.
Yes, 100%. I agree. I agree.
Yeah. And, I don't know, this is like a familiar situation, right? But what if there's a stranger involved? It happens a lot of time, when we are out and random stranger just, does something and we try to stop them. Like, which is usually happen that when there's a queue for something, somebody just barge in and then, is like, you go back. And then as if, we made a crime just by pointing this person out or stopping that you're wrong. And then the person just, fire back on you only. How dare you? Who are you? And I
don't know if I told you, and I was standing in line for the elevator to come, and it was -3. And this young woman, where there was like 5 of us standing, she comes and stands right in front. So I thought, let the elevator come. If it's empty, no point in making a big deal. But the elevator came full. And so we're trying to get in. I said, excuse me, we were in line. And she turns around to me, absolutely uncouth, uncivilized woman. And she goes, so you should have cut line in front. And I'm like, there's a reason there's a line. And she goes, let the guards do their job. Why are you in charge of everybody? And I said, these other people are in front as well. And lo and behold, Delhiites, wake up. The other couple didn't say anything. They're just quietly standing there. But there's no point in losing your cool when it's
at times it is good to walk away, because if they would not realize, then they would never realize. There's no point in arguing and thinking, oh, you're going to change this person. And, at that very moment, sorry, that's not going to happen. So it's always good to walk away.
But when it's someone close, and you need to sometimes give the other person a little benefit of the doubt. Sometimes they pass it off as joke. Were they truly joking and they cross boundaries on a regular basis, then don't take it personally, even though it may have been personal, because this person doesn't have the buffer. A lot of people don't have the buffer to realize when they're being rude. And again, communication is the best way to stop that. But I think the better thing is sometimes to let go if it's not, and then make sure that this person, and if it was out of character, make sure this person wasn't having a bad day. Try to make sure, and these are in situations where you know people, where you care about these. Try to make sure you're not going to make it worse by confronting it. Let it slide. It was first time, never happened before. Be objective and analyze why they were being rude. Like, just make sure that if there's a good relationship, don't ruin it because of one remark. Don't make a bigger deal. Sometimes they're the people who are rude. Now, there also you have to see how you go home and you realize you were rude. How do you pick up the phone and say, listen, I know I came off rude. I'm sorry. I was having a bad day. Learn how to be the bigger person in that point too. Because sometimes we're the ones who are, and it happens many times.
Yeah, absolutely. And my tip, in this regard would be like, maintain a higher ground, not to talk to everyone about it, what happened, and don't become part of the drama club or where, we're just gossiping about
like
it.
You were saying, Acha, pata hai, she said this to me and you said this to me. And then it becomes this big thing. Because I remember Ranveer Singh saying on call, koi secret nahi hota. तुम्हारा एक दोस्त होता है जिसको तुम बताते हो जो किसी को नहीं बताता, पर जो उसका एक दोस्त होता है जो उसको बताता है जो So don't be part of the drama. Stop this word. I love this.
Yeah.
I agree. So my final tip would be, if it's repeated behavior and this person is somebody you can finally avoid and just cut off with if you need to, then the last time this happens, don't react at all. Put on that blank face that we all know and ignore. Avoid eye contact and walk away. Be a stone. This behavior, the moment they say it, I've been able to do it. Just look at them dead in the eyes and then walk away after that. And don't. This behavior normally shuts up people in public scenarios way faster than confrontations do. Because if you're dealing with narcissists or other form of bullies, they are looking for confrontation. They're looking for you to say, oh, listen, that wasn't nice. This kind of behavior, they don't know how to deal with it. So just look them dead in the eye and just shake your head and walk off.
Yeah.
Just let them deal with body language rather than your words.
Absolutely. Yes. Well,
which can be very powerful.
Wow, that's a great tip, Simrit. I think that's the best thing to do. I would personally feel where something like, shut up, yeah, I don't want to get into it, walk out. That's the best tip. Well, that's all on Talk today. Hope you enjoyed our show. Is there anything that you want us to discuss or what you feel about our today's show? Do mention in the comment section. Or you can email us at hello@talktoustoday.com and let your friends know where to find us.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to stay notified of our new videos every Friday at 6 p.m. Thanks for joining us on Talk to Us Today. Remember to talk about Talk to Us Today. Keep smiling, keep laughing.
Keep talking.
And stay healthy, guys. It's flu season. Stay inside.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care, Simrit. Bye.